Guys, welcome to the show.
Guys, welcome to the show. We have a big surprise for you this week.
You may have already discovered it in that you're already watching the show.
Whoa!
How weird is that? This is the first time we've ever recorded the show, and you probably haven't figured out why yet. But there's a good reason.
Because you're stupid. Oops.
Guys, if you're new to this show, we're the Sons of Vidya. My name is Tom C. I'm an intrepid host.
Hello.
If you're new to podcasting, it's like a broadcast, but it ain't for broads. That's the difference.
Dude, no, it's totally for broads. I want broads to listen to the show.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dude, I want them to, too. We're trying to get there.
Yeah.
It's going to be for broads eventually.
No, but if you say it's not for broads, then that's
I think if we get rid of the word broad, then maybe they'll start listening.
We'll talk about that off air.
We'll talk about that off air. Anyway, guys, you may have noticed the most obvious thing in the room. We didn't...
New curtains.
What?
Oh,
They've never even seen this room before.
They're nice.
Anyway, we have a very special guest.
We do.
You may have watched him on the show Continue before, which is I still think is one of the best shows on the internet.
It's a quality show, guys. Go check it out. The link.
He's
That's not true. That's like don't lie to these
Hey,
people.
you haven't been introduced yet. They can't see you. You're invisible.
Sorry, my
You're
bad.
mosaic.
Sorry.
Nick Murphy is here, everybody.
Yep.
Hello.
Nick Murphy of popular internet funny man.
Popular.
Dude, I would dare say a Renaissance man.
Yeah, I would say
He does everything. He sings, he dances.
He's an entertainer.
It's true.
You know, he does the Continue show.
I've heard you called the second coming of Bob Hope. Is that true?
I'll take that. Bob Hope's a good dude.
Good.
I'm down for that.
All right, great.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
It's a good compliment.
So we've been talking it up with Nick Murphy a bit here, but why are you on here today?
So I'm on here. I mean, so we're in beautiful Philadelphia, which is great.
We tried to get more of the background, we couldn't. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. It's very bright out.
When I think of
We tried to
Philadelphia,
get Tom Hanks and Denzel, but they were too.
T. Hanks couldn't make it. No.
Yeah, too busy.
He's busy.
Well, I mean, Tom Hanks, he couldn't make it because of in the movie Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah,
probably
that's
too-
probably a big
That's
part of it.
a sad story. Let's not
sad.
think about
Right.
that. Did you hear that rap song about Tom Hanks?
Yeah. That's
Dude,
funny.
that's wacky. Doesn't his son really like it? Not Colin Hanks, the other one?
Yeah, his other son. Yeah.
How weird is that? Sorry, go on.
Go-
Oh, but I'm here because I need you. I'm thinking about. So you guys said I do a lot, and I guess I do.
You do everything.
Yeah.
One of the things I really want to get into is modeling.
Male modeling?
Of the male type. You know what I mean? Like I'll settle
you're
for
not talking
any
about, like-
modeling, but like male modeling would be great.
Right, you want like the whole thing.
Yeah,
Not
I heard
just,
you
not
guys
just
said.
a hand model.
Listen.
No, I mean my hands now. I mean,
Well,
full
your
model,
hands
that's
are
what I
fine.
need. Full
Our
model.
fans know. Most of our fans come from our modeling. You know,
Okay.
That's why they're watching the show. That's how we started.
So they listen to the audio podcast for male
Yeah.
modeling
For tips on
okay,
tips on
okay,
modeling.
okay. Just checking. I just
you
want
know,
to check.
that's what. Listen, you know how podcasts
Heidi,
work. There's
Heidi
shows
Klum-
for everything.
Heidi,
There's probably cooking
Heidi
podcasts.
Klum banned us from the air because we're
okay.
too.
Heidi
we got-
Klum's in charge of that now?
Well, yeah, we got in a fight with her.
Well, all right.
Okay.
Anyway, that's why they come. There's cooking shows. People can't eat the food, but they still listen to it. You know.
Oh, I see. That's a good point. Good
Yeah.
point.
So
So you want to be a model now, though?
That's what I'm thinking.
Could you do me one quick favor and please cover your ears? Just
like,
real
for
quick.
1 second.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah, just cover your ears. Just don't listen.
You promise you're not going to like say bad things about me?
No.
No,
Of
I just
course
We're just gonna need to talk in private.
It's
real
a
quick.
it's a modeling.
I know
thing.
this is a little
Okay.
unprofessional. I know this is a show. Just,
Yeah, just cover your ears. It's modeling.
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
It's not about you. It's about
Okay.
something else.
Okay.
He can't be a model. He's way too good looking. We can't let that. Go.
Listen, there's like only so many like beard guy roles,
I know.
and like my
We
beard's not even
have
that
enough.
good.
We have enough trouble splitting those.
Dude, he's gonna. Okay, we gotta do something about this.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I got an idea.
Hey, we're back, Nick
Nick,
Murphy.
you can take your ears.
Oh, you guys are done. I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you.
Sorry.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So, yeah, we think it's a great idea. We
Yeah,
think
we really like it.
okay.
you think you'd probably do really well. I'm just, I just want to maybe. We've been doing it for a while,
Yeah.
and it's pretty safe to say that
Have you done like a modeling interview yet?
No, I haven't done that.
Okay.
Dude,
All right.
Is that something you have to do before you want
Yeah,
to
you're
get
gonna
into
have to
modeling?
meet with people.
Okay.
And
they're not so great people. I just want you to know that. I want to get you prepared because the intro process. You don't just start out as a master.
Okay.
You didn't just walk out the door and suddenly you're on a runway.
Okay.
Well, that's what happened with us, but that's,
But that's
very
rare. That's like
Okay.
super rare.
Okay.
That they call that the Tom C. When you just walk out and you become a model. and runway.
Gotcha. Okay.
Doesn't happen a lot, but it happened to me, obviously.
So what do I need to get started then?
Okay, listen. There's going to be a lot of bad people in the biz, all right?
Okay.
But you have to do whatever they say,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah, it's a dirty part of the business. There's no question about it. But there are people who want to take advantage of up and coming models, and it's disgusting, but it's going to happen.
We think you can do it.
Okay.
But I'm just scared. I'm just scared for you, Nick Murphy, because I care so much.
Okay, but how you guys have to tell me, how do I differentiate the good people from the bad people?
Okay, first off, There's no way to tell. They're all bad.
Okay.
Anyone who's
Well,
who's
no,
a
it's
model,
easy to tell because they're all bad.
Oh, sorry.
That's-
Oh, so just assume everybody's
Yeah,
bad.
just
Yeah, assume everyone's
Okay,
bad.
okay.
But there are things that you need to do to prepare.
Yeah.
To become a model.
Okay.
First, here's the deal. You need an agent, all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And your agent, right off the bat, he's going to inject you with a little bit of Hitler blood because all models have it.
Wow.
All models have it.
So, okay. I mean, I guess if that's how everybody's playing the game,
That's
I can
just
do
how
that.
it is.
Yeah, it
It's,
really-
I mean, that's fine.
it's like pure Hitler blood. You're going to get a mustache like that.
Okay.
You
Yeah, like
have
what
to
what
shave
side
that-
effects?
Shave that frequently.
You're
Okay.
It might be a positive side effect, but you learn German.
Okay.
If you're into that.
But you only learn the angriest German.
Yeah, that's kind of an issue.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
every model does it. It's so they can all overcome that together. And
Okay.
also, think about how many sexy models are German,
Okay.
especially male ones.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Hitler was not a model, but that's what they're all into.
Okay.
Right?
So just those side effects are the only side
Oh,
effects.
there's plenty. There's also this isn't the only thing that's going to happen to you. By the
No,
way.
it's-
This
Okay.
is like the first thing. Your agent does that. When
Okay.
you walk in there, even if you don't get a gig, he does it.
So does my agent have Hitler blood? Like
Yes.
In
in
his
him?
desk. In his desk.
Oh
I
no,
know, I mean,
agent,
in
agents
him.
do
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has to.
Well, they might have
he's in
Stalin
the industry.
blood. I'm going to say
Okay.
they have Stalin blood.
Okay. I
Well,
see.
that's I don't know. If you're in the industry, you have that. you
Yeah,
know?
it's just a thing.
I mean, is there like is the supply going to run out at some point?
No,
like, I mean,
no.
I'm
They
I'm
have-
trying to weigh my options a bit. If I should just like wait until like the Hitler blood
Listen,
thing is like done.
That's that Nick Murphy intelligence that I was expecting.
Okay.
But the answer is no. Of
Well,
course
the,
not.
well,
There's
and
always
the
Hitler
secret
blood
is
to spare.
that once all the Hitler's blood's gone, then modeling is over as a profession.
I didn't
Okay,
think about
I see.
that.
Yeah, that's a
now
good
I'm
point.
scared.
Now, here's
Okay.
the thing about you got your agent, you got your Hitler blood injected into your veins. Your
That's
first
the
shoot,
step.
they're going to expect you to pick your nose and make ice cream out of it, and
It's
then
true,
eat it.
and you're gonna have to eat the whole thing.
Yeah, like a gallon of booger ice cream.
Okay. So I mean, like, how long is like a normal shoot? Because I mean,
Listen.
like, I don't know what you guys' booger production is like, but like mine isn't like.
It's
This
gonna
isn't
take
the right
several-
question, dude.
It's going to take several days.
The real question is, do you like the taste of your own boogers?
I mean, look, man, I'm DTF, dude. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get modeling.
DTB.
It's down to fling.
DTM.
Down to fling. Ah,
Down to
all right.
model, down to model.
Oh,
So
okay,
like
down to model.
whatever it takes to like get it done, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I
I
respect
respect that attitude. We had the same thing. We had to go through this, except for me. I didn't get any Hitler blood. I got
Okay.
But let's not worry about this.
Yeah, I think we've had enough Hitler blood for one.
Yeah, we don't really tell the audience much about our blood types.
Okay.
That's not.
Well, that's like giving away your social security number.
Also, I don't
It's
feel
just-
like
Yeah.
I don't feel like we should give the industry secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
kind
talk
of
off air. We'll talk off air.
you don't get to the top by being a snitch.
Now,
Okay.
Let's
it-
maybe focus more on your career.
Yeah.
Let's not.
Yeah, I don't want to
before-
just like fall into.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
We'll help you off screen.
It
We
sounds
don't
really
want them-
dangerous.
We don't want them to get the tips either.
I mean, like if
Do you want to compete against the whole Suns audience?
no, I mean, like
There's
I
some
grew up in
attractive
like the
people there.
'80s, and like everybody was like super worried about like
Yeah.
needles and AIDS and stuff,
I
and
res- you know-
the idea of like blood being it just creeped me out.
There's
I'll
a
leave it
lot
to
of
you
that.
guys. I'll leave it to you guys.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
But we don't want to kill your dreams either. But
Okay.
you got a lot going for you, though. Maybe we'll talk about the ways that you're such a Renaissance man and such a success already. All right?
I don't. Success is a big word. I don't.
Success is a
think
big word,
I
and
don't
we
think
can
that's-
go
It
into
has two whole syllables.
appropriate.
we can go into the philosophy of success if you want. But
Right.
let's talk about.
Get Tony Robbins up in
We're
here.
not gonna, Tony
Yeah.
Robbins will not be on episode 93. Let's talk about some of your projects here. You are on one of the biggest shows on YouTube.
Oh, it's not.
Has
and,
100 trillion
that's not-
subscribers.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have
It's
anywhere.
only-
near
The first-
It's the only show more popular than ours.
The first
No,
show to
get
ever
outta
hit the
here.
trillion subscriber mark.
Yeah,
It's Continue, all right?
Yeah.
Continue's
it's the Gangnam Style of video.
that
game
is,
shows.
we're hitting those references 2 years ago. And
It's a
you're-
YouTube
You're
thing.
one of the try hosts, I want to say. You
Yeah.
can use
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Tryhost is good. Yeah, that's really good. I'm gonna steal that.
Does that mean that we're by hosts?
We're by hosts.
you guys are by hosts. Yeah.
We're by curious
Yeah.
hosts.
By
So here's the
curious
deal.
hosts, indeed.
You are one of the hosts, and
Yeah.
with Paul Ritchie and Josh Henderson, you're, I don't want to say the most handsome. I would say you're all equally as handsome.
Oh, I appreciate
That's
that. That's
fair.
nice.
But-
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about your show for anyone who's not familiar with it, though it's not possible because there's 100 trillion views. Everyone on Earth.
No, yeah,
Everyone. They give you a social
there's
security
more
number and a
subscribers
subscription. Yeah.
than there are people on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
So our show is called Continue, and so what it is it's a weekly web show where we play a video game, and it's one we've never played before, and we decide if we like it, we'll keep playing. If we don't, we give it a game over and we won't play it. So we play for like 20, 30 minutes, and it's like a first impression show.
Right. And so
It's like Mystery Science Theater, I guess. Someone said that someone said to me the other day, they're like, you keep saying your show's like Mystery Science Theater, and it's not. And I was like, well,
Dude, I hate it when people.
Were they like
it's just
because the
Yeah.
back of your heads aren't silhouetted? That's
I
like
was
the
like,
only
guess.
difference.
We're trying to draw a parallel here, buddy.
Right, exactly,
Why
like-
don't you take it back?
Why don't you cut me a little bit of slack?
yeah, and I just kind of explained. I was just like, I just use that as like a comparison. It's like saying that like Philadelphia is New York City light. Like it's
Yeah.
obviously not that, but
Yeah.
it's a frame of reference that people understand.
Yeah.
and they get, and that's just
Our
what I
Empire
use
State
for.
Building is a little smaller.
A little
Yeah,
small.
yeah, totally, yeah.
Because we've made that comparison to our show as well, but it's not like ours is, we're not actually sitting in a movie theater while playing.
Yeah.
Although that'd
Right.
be awesome.
Right.
Guys, can we look?
No,
on that?
someone get on that.
Yeah.
You're right though. First impressions is a good way to put it because you never play like a full game. Sometimes you do, but it's rare.
No, it's really rare. Like unless you can play the game in like 30
Yeah, it's like a
minutes.
5-second game.
Yeah. No, we just play. We play basically until we're like bored of it, and
Yeah.
then we kind of time out. It's like there's no hard limit to it. It's just kind of like, all right, I think we're good.
It's
When-
an organic,
when you-
organic process.
When
Yeah.
you started, was that your vision, or did you kind of evolve to that point where you're like, this isn't how we want to do it?
Yeah, so the way we started, we all used to work for this video game company called Gamer Vision. They were kind of like what Dorkly is, or
Yeah.
something like that, where they just want to make comedy video game stuff,
Yeah.
right? So one of the shows that we wound up doing, we had like a new show that we did. We had like a couple other shows, and one of the shows that we started was Continue. It was myself, Paul Ritchie, who's on the show with me now, and our friend Dom Moschiti started it with us. So it's always started like that. It was always just like Mystery Science Theater with video games.
Yeah.
So and then Dom, so Gamer Vision kind of went away, and we all left there, and we kind of do it on our own now. Dom moved to California, and we brought my friend Josh Henderson on there, and that's where we are today.
Yeah, Dom's still sometimes on the show.
Yeah, when Dom's
Every so
back in
often.
town, we bring him on, or Dom
Always
and Josh.
for comedic effect.
Oh, dude, yeah, Dom's great, man. He's so good.
He's I just recently watched again. It's it's baseball 1.000 whatever it was.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
You have
yeah.
him like for a second in like a bandolier and a baseball outfit. It's the
Oh,
funniest
yeah.
thing
Oh,
ever.
my God. It's so
I
good.
did. Listen, personal.
Yeah.
Every time you guys use sports games, those are the best.
It's so funny because like I like don't like sports. Like aside from hockey, hockey is
Yeah.
like the only sport I
Yeah.
like. But like anytime we play a baseball game, I like destroy.
It's just
all
because
the
it's
time.
so fun. To see, you guys get so like into it.
Yeah.
Even if it's not like the greatest game, you
The
guys
competition brings out the best in all
Give,
of
yeah,
us.
and I think
Yeah.
those are the best
Yeah.
episodes.
Thank you. Yeah, we have a good time with it.
Yeah.
So obviously, video games are a pretty big part of your life. Would
Yeah.
you say that's fair? Like, I'm one of the questions I had was I'm curious about why this was the avenue that you kind of explored that in to kind of like because obviously you're a professional man, you have a job, but like you have a hobby of this YouTube channel that you carry on. And I
Right.
want to know why. What led to this as opposed to like I don't know, maybe even designing your own game or
Sure,
something
sure.
like
Being
that.
a journalist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way I kind of got Gamer Vision was like a company before, and Paul worked there with Dom, and so they were a news site first, like they were trying to do like game journalism and stuff, but they also wanted entertainment stuff. So they brought Dom on to like write articles and come up with like show concepts and stuff. So they had a couple of pitches of ideas. They wanted to do these like video game movie mashup with like trailers and stuff. So Dom was like, "Hey, my friend Nick is a really good director," which is nice of him to say. But like he was like, "Let's bring him on. Let's hire him for like a week to like shoot these things." So they brought me on for like a week, like as freelance to just like shoot this stuff, and then they're like, "Hey, we could just do this all the time." So that's how I wound up getting like a full-time job there. So like our job was to make like video game content for a while. So that's kind of how we like fell into it. I've always liked like retro video games, like and video games in general. But then that was like our job to make that stuff. And then when the company went away, we just enjoyed doing everything so much that we were just like, well, let's just keep doing this stuff. Let's just keep going ahead with this show that we like doing already.
Yeah.
And at that point, like nobody watched our show. Like we didn't have any subscribers. We didn't have any like viewers. Like
Not on the mountain you're on right now.
the,
mountain of-
just, this is not even anything. Like like a couple hundred people would like watch our show.
Yeah.
Like we would get like 200 views, and we're like, hey, this is fun. Let's just keep doing it. So we just kind of have been building from there.
Yeah.
From then on.
You said before, talk about how you were already known to these people, at least, as a pretty decent director. How did
Yeah.
you start getting into just film and video in general?
So I've always been in the movies, like just for
You're
like
like the
forever.
film guy.
No, I.
Yeah, you were making references to movies off air that I was just like, wow, I can't believe.
I mean,
he really pulled that one out fast.
Dude, I love movies so much. So like, I've always loved movies as a kid. Like my dad took me to see Die Hard in the theater and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I just love movies. So I went to film school to study all that stuff, to study doing camera stuff and just being a director and editing and stuff like that. So I went to film school, so I had like just a lot of training with it. And then I just always made movies on the side, just made like little short films, little like different sketch things. I've just been doing it for forever, and then that's kind of how I transitioned into this video game kind of thing. It's a weird path, but like I guess it all stems back from like movies and video content.
So this is gonna be kind of a deep question. And besides modeling, what is are you feel like you're at a position in your life where you're doing what you want, or would you rather be like maybe a next level of director? Where,
Yeah,
sure.
You know, like, are you happy here where you are right now?
Yeah, man.
Is this
like
too deep for a comedy video game show?
No, not at all. I love talking.
Dude,
like
first
this.
segment's here, second segment's here.
Yeah, then it's
It's all
we're going
gonna be
deep. We're going super deep.
Yeah.
No, I'm like super happy where we are right now. Like I have like 2 of like my dream jobs right now.
Right.
If we could continue to be like a full-time thing where we're just doing this and making content all the time, I think that's kind of like the ultimate dream job.
I mean, you guys are weekly. I've never seen you miss an episode.
Yeah, no, we definitely update all the time. But if we could like make a living off of just doing this,
Yeah.
that would be key. So I think we're kind of getting there. Like I'm super content with where I am right now, and it's always been like a nice like steady climb up, which is nice.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like super stoked as to where we are right now.
Well, also, you're on a show called Preston and Steve, which is a radio show in Philly.
Right.
It's a
Right here in Philly.
big show. But you actually kind of are getting more time on there too, because now you're in charge of a lot of the video stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The daily and weekly rushes is their big thing now, and you seem to be the guy for it.
Right. So the way I got to Preston and Steve, I had just finished school and I was teaching at a community college, like just doing. I wasn't teaching classes. I was like in charge of like their video department.
Yeah, we have a few friends who do that too.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So like one of the students there was Kathy Romano's brother. So we struck up a friendship. We started talking and stuff. And he was just like, "Hey, why are you here?" And I was like, "Well, the economy just crashed, and I just graduated school, and there's no jobs anywhere. So this is the job I've had for a couple
No,
years."
literally in this room. This is the ladies' room.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
ladies' locker room.
So
I ask you the same question.
So he was like, "Well, why don't you give me your resume and I'll see what I can do?" And I was like, "Oh, that's really cute student that I'm friends with, you know." So I didn't realize like who his sister was and
Yeah.
stuff. So I gave him my resume and didn't think anything about it.
It's Michelle Obama.
It was Michelle Obama, and I was like, "This guy,
She was like, "I
this
can't
guy's
get
going
you
somewhere."
a presidential video role."
Exactly. So,
On the Preston and Steve show.
Close.
oh, that's good. I'll take that.
They often do things by the first 4 letters.
Yeah,
apparently.
first syllable only.
Yeah.
So then I got like an email from Kathy on the show and was like, "Hey, we want to do more video stuff. I got your resume. It's great. Do you want to come in? Maybe we could do an internship because we can't pay you right now."
Yeah.
But so I interned with them for a little bit, and then they hired me full time. Then they hired me part time. They hired me full time, and
Then
they're
they
like,
demoted
let's
you.
scale this
Then when
back.
Tommy crashed again.
No, they hired
They
me
went
part
back to
time.
school for some
Yeah.
reason. Then the kid again talked.
And then I was like, let me just do this whole circle. I'll just go redoing the whole thing.
Making too much money. Stop it.
Well, that's cool though, because Preston and Steve, that show, they tend to get right on the forefront of new ideas. Like
Yeah.
they got into podcasts like as soon as
Right.
that became really
They-
big,
and
it was to their benefit. This stuff is always to their benefit.
Yeah.
And,
And
now
when-
you're kind of
Yeah,
the
just keep
you're in
on
charge
doing
of
that.
this video thing, which is their next big thing. You know.
Yeah, it's nice. Like I've been a fan of the show for a while. Like I used to listen driving into college every day. So like in the back of my head, I was like, oh, it'd be cool to like promote a film on there and be a guest on there one day.
Yeah.
And then now I see them like every day, and it's just my job to do that stuff now.
Have they
It's
started
nice.
treating you like a jerk yet?
No, dude, everybody is so nice. I keep waiting for like the shoe to drop and them to do like
Yeah.
pranks and stuff and like be mean to me, but everybody's like super nice there.
I think it's because you're in charge of this important thing, and you're the only one who can do it so well.
yeah, it's crazy, but like we've like the show's grown so much. Like before, it was just me shooting with like one camera back and forth, with, like whoever was speaking, and then their guest and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then I got like an intern, and I was like, oh wow, this is now we can do a 2-camera setup. This is great. And then they hired me full time, and I was like, oh, this is even better. Then they hired her part time. So it's like, oh, now we're a team. We're like
Yeah.
a production crew. And now they have like all these we have like all these cameras set
Yeah,
up.
they have a really fancy studio.
Yeah, how free do they let you get you with that stuff? Are you just like, this would be great for more shots if we could get this in here?
Yeah, like so I've always just kind of been like, hey, look, the two of us covering this works. If we could get more cameras in here and be unobtrusive to you guys, that would be ideal. That'd be great. So we've just been talking about like just kind of like planting these ideas, like how can we make this better? How can we do this and execute this better?
You were incepting them.
I was like, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used that
We're
Jedi
doing
mind
this.
trick, and it was nice.
There you go.
So eventually, we kind of grow to where we are now. We have a full-on studio. We have like 7 cameras in the studio, and I'm in
Very
charge
similar to our setup here. Very similar to that.
We will not be showing anyone the setup here.
No?
No, you got to keep the mystique going,
That's
right?
true. We got it's like 40 feet back there, all
Yeah.
cameras and lights and stuff.
Yeah. It's actually just one big camera. That's what that wall
Yeah.
is. The whole wall is just a camera.
You know how
Man, you
like
guys got
shows
that
they have
future
like
stuff.
giant amps all over? It's
Yeah.
all cameras.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's
All
what you do.
cameras covering over. It's just bullet time all the time, all around us.
I hate to say it. I think we might have to take a break.
Yeah, guys.
I think we might be out of time.
We'll come back with more
We'll see
Nick
you on the
Murphy,
next Thrilling
which
Half.
I know you're all excited for. Guys, welcome back to the show.
What is up? We still have Nick Murphy here.
Round 2.
He hasn't
Nick
gone
Murphy.
anywhere. Look at him. He's stuck.
Rematch.
You can't see him, but he's latched
The big
into the
head.
camera.
Shackled in, so I can't go nowhere.
We've gotten real good at shackling.
Yeah.
That's how we get these guys. So, guys, if you know anything about Nick Murphy, which of course we're experts, he's been shackled here for months.
Yeah.
He is a huge fan of film. We already said that, but he's
Yes.
a huge fan of Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yes.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
So, guys, this is a video game show, as you know. There's been like a zillion Star Wars games. You guys have done a few on the show.
Yes.
Is there any that stand out to you? Is there any particular Star Wars game that you loved the most? Or hate the most? Have some of them been bad?
I mean, we played like the Super Star Wars games. Like those were fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They had
those-
nothing to do with Star Wars, but they were fun. You know.
I mean, you guys have played Pod Racer.
Yeah.
You played
yeah.
Master of, what was it, Terra
Terra Kasai,
Oh,
dude.
dude, Masters of
Dude,
Terrakasi.
I love that game, dude.
Dude, that game was like so weird.
I never heard of it until I saw it on your show.
It was my game that my brother and I bought that we played on the show.
When I first got my PlayStation, it was my first console.
Yep.
I got like a random grab bag of game
You got a ragtag
a
rag bag.
ragtag collection of games that came with it.
Yeah.
And one of them was a Star Wars game, and it was like this weird 3D fighting game that I'd never heard of before, and I was just like, I started playing it, and like it wasn't very good. Tom C and I have this thing we've talked about it before a lot of times on the show, how we don't really like 3D fighters
because they're all terrible.
because they
yeah.
kind of suck. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm playing this game, and I'm like, well, it's Star Wars, so
Yeah.
I know I should like it, but it's not very good, so I know I shouldn't like it.
Right.
And I just kind of go through this conflict of emotions, and like we were talking about off air, like it's hilarious because the lightsabers don't work the way lightsabers should work, and you're just like Luke Skywalker's just beating people to death.
with a bat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
a
his
laser bat.
laser bat.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just hilarious.
Well, and like the best part is, like I remember playing, and I'm like, all right, so Boba Fett's just punching Han Solo, like you have weapons, and Luke Skywalker decides he wants to fight Darth Vader with his hands, and then you're like, oh, one of these buttons pulls out the weapon, right? Because you're like,
Yeah.
oh, they have weapons, but like, why wouldn't they just start with weapons out? You know what I mean? Like that's the whole
Listen,
point of Star Wars
you
is
don't know how
weapons.
expensive lightsaber batteries are.
Dude, there's also like super weird random characters that I've never heard of before.
Well,
like that aren't in any
well,
movies, or else
there's-
they're the one lady who said one line in a movie or something like
Yeah,
that.
okay, because there
I don't remember all the
because there was Han, I think
All your
Chewie was in
classics.
it.
Yeah, Chewie, Leia.
Leia, both versions of Leia.
Yeah.
Boba Fett was in it, Luke Skywalker was in it, and then also you had like a random stormtrooper and a
Yeah.
Gamorrean guard
Yep.
for some reason, and then this lady who was supposed to be master of this expanded
Yeah, with this
universe.
metal hand.
Yeah, metal
Yeah,
hand
yeah.
that was sweet, and she had like a kick-ass like ground punch thing.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
awesome.
I didn't know you played that game that much.
Yeah,
That's great.
dude. It's Star Wars.
Yeah, dude,
That's
in the
true.
'90s, you just play games all the time.
Yeah,
That's all you
like,
did.
That's why I'm so
Was
good at
a
Gundam
90s
Battle
thing.
Assault, because like it's the only game I played.
We all listen to Everybody Dance Now, and we play video games all the time.
Yeah,
There's the
yeah.
90s. That's all we did.
Dude, we just
Exactly.
put our Backstreet
I wore-
Boys on
Yeah, I
records.
put my,
Heroes.
I put my
Yeah.
snap cap on backwards.
Watch Batman Forever,
Yeah.
and then we do that.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Exactly.
Yep.
Did you ever play another weird one that I really liked? Did you ever play Star Wars Demolition?
I've never heard of that.
Oh, it's like a vehicle game,
Yeah,
right?
it was
Really?
another really weird one, but it was like it was a lot more. First of all, it was a lot more fun than Terrakasi, but like it was genuinely enjoyable because like it was right about the time Phantom Menace came out, I think. So like you had this like nice mix of like some of the new vehicles and some of the old ones.
Okay.
It was just really unique and
That's
interesting.
cool.
Well,
that
they made
seems
a bunch of
interesting.
random Star Wars games, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, because
Listen.
you put the Star Wars brand on anything and people are gonna buy it.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you play the best Star Wars game, which is Battlefront 2?
Yeah, dude, Battlefront and Battlefront 2 is awesome.
Those
Well,
games
Battlefront 2 is obviously
Dude,
the
they're,
better.
they're just great games.
Yeah,
like even if they're not Star Wars games, it'd be good.
Yeah, it's a shame they never came out with 3. They were working on it. I
They
think
stopped working on that?
The company went under, I think. Yeah.
Wasn't it Dice?
It might have been. I think they were trying to make one for PSP or
Yeah,
I don't know.
that
I don't know video
no,
game
released,
history.
They released a couple PSP ones, and I think.
Oh, really?
And I think they were actually rebooting it now that EA is.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, now that EA's bought stuff because they did a teaser trailer a couple months ago. I think they still have the rights to it, so I think they're working on it. But I'm not 100%.
Those games are so much fun.
Yeah, Battlefront was.
They can have my dollar. Yeah, that's good.
Like there's no one who wasn't excited about 3, by the way. Like
Right.
everyone was super pumped because it's Battlefield engine, something like that. Dude, everyone would play that. The
Oh,
game
yeah,
was
yeah.
like perfectly made, like because if you did really well, you got heroes and stuff.
Right.
And that
Yeah.
was the funnest part of
And
it.
that was only in 2 too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I never played 1 at all.
Yeah, 2 like skipped it up because they were like, okay, yeah, you just fight each other in 1, and then 2 they were like, all right, we're putting Jedi in there.
Yeah.
We're gonna put vehicles and space battles in there.
Yeah, space
it was
battles were
awesome.
There were space battles?
Yeah, dude.
they were
I never
awesome.
played the game enough.
Oh, dude, it was fucking
Dude,
great.
no, because the coolest thing you could do, it's like you could do the normal stuff where you'd like take a bomber and you bomb the enemy capital ship because that was your objective.
Yeah.
But then also you could be like a marine and take like a boarding ship and board the enemy capital ship and like go and just like gun people
That's
down.
awesome.
Yeah,
Dude,
it
it
was
was sweet.
awesome.
What is
Really,
up with
really sweet.
that?
Yeah,
Dude, has there been any good current gen Star Wars games?
I mean,
There wasn't like back then the Star Wars movies were coming out, so like,
Right.
now it's not so much. But come
yeah.
on,
Well,
There's
I
gotta
mean,
be.
you have like the one everyone always goes to is Knights of the Old Republic. And Knights
Yeah.
of the Old Republic.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Those are probably the most recent Star Wars games.
Forgot
Yeah.
about that. I forgot they made that multiplayer online, which totally everyone hated.
Yeah, I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah.
The
That
Old
was very
Republic.
popular.
Yeah,
It
we
was
played
like-
Old Republic for
Oh
a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Did
It
you
was
like
like- It was interesting. Like, it was it's cool. It's Star Wars, but it's just like it's just WoW. It's
Yeah,
WoW
it's-
with.
it's
That's because
with
they
Star
all
Wars,
have
yeah.
to be WoW, you know.
It's a shame. The ideas sounded really cool, and I keep getting emails from them being like, "Hey, we want you to come back," and I'm just like, I don't.
We'll
fucking
give
have
you
time
money
for
to
that.
play it.
Yeah, now it's like free to play.
No,
Yeah.
it's not even free to play. It's $5. It's $5 in your bank account to play.
They
There you
pay
go.
you.
Thank
we
you.
They pay
need
you to
people to
pay.
be here.
Yeah, it's the Yakov Smirnoff MMO.
It's a shame because that could be a fun genre of games, but they have to do it a certain way, or else they just can't survive.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily true because, like, if you think people wouldn't love an EVE Online Star Wars game, you'd be 100% wrong.
That'd be so awesome.
Yeah, because, like,
Just
just
if you had like
imagine,
massive smuggling things.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
Dude, in that
or,
universe,
like,
that'd be awesome.
yeah, in an expanded universe, there's like 100 billion like different corporations and stuff. So you still have that like corporate espionage thing going
Yeah.
Yeah.
that people dig. So like if you did something like that, people would love it. But
The problem is they kind of have to step away from like these super like almost arcadey games and get into the more deep stuff. For like
Right.
that's
the
because
older fans would love that.
That's
Yeah.
because a lot of times the Star Wars franchise just gets lazy.
Yeah.
Which is one of my biggest complaints about it. Is like the first three. Obviously, the first 3 films are great. Okay, the first 2 films are great, and this third one was pretty good. But then after that, like it just kind of petered out. Like a lot of the creativity went away, especially once like it got more and more away from source. It's a case of too many cooks spoiled.
Well,
Yeah.
they also
Yeah.
wanted to make it in a way they could market it better.
Yeah.
Which they,
Right.
I'm sure they thought about that a lot in the first movies too. But
I think
that's-
like our kids are gonna like the prequels more than
yeah,
the other
that's
ones.
what
They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
I've heard people
more
say that
kid
before.
oriented. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I think that
Well, nothing says kids movie to me than a graphic decapitation in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
is that happens? I don't remember those movies that well.
In episode 3,
Yeah,
yeah,
in
Count
episode
Dooku
3.
totally gets his head cut
Yeah.
off. Like
Count
straight
Dooku
up.
was kind of rad.
Yeah, like there's a lot. I mean, just like anything in Star Wars, no matter how minor the character is, there's at least like 12 expanded universe books that
I know,
are
and like
devoted
in
to
all
About
those
that guy,
expanded
yeah,
universe
yeah.
things, he's like super rad.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like,
In the Clone Wars, he's like super really good.
Dude, are you into those kind of things? Do you go into the deep?
Yeah, I used to read like the books and stuff when I was a kid, and then I started watching Clone Wars and I just fell behind. But now it's on Netflix, so I'm gonna try and catch up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love all that
Dude,
stuff.
you know what's not on Netflix? The original Jendy Tartovsky Clone Wars.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome.
Dude, that one's
was a
really
great
good.
show.
I forgot about that.
That was the
that
one
was
that
so
was supposed
good.
to be like the prequel to Episode 3. Like it was like
It like led up to episode.
yeah, it was
3.
like it was like kind of required watching.
Yeah.
which was cool, but also like bullshit.
Right,
at the same
right.
time.
Dude, there's never
They're
been
so well
there's
done.
never been a 2D fighter for Star Wars, has there?
No, I don't think so.
would be
No,
awesome.
that would be cool.
Why do we only get this Tekken one, man?
Because,
Yeah.
well, and you only
That
got
sucks.
one, which
Yeah.
was not good.
That sucks.
That would be sweet.
Oh no! Well, to be fair, you also got Soul Calibur 4, where you had Yoda and Darth
Oh
Vader.
right,
and
right.
that was totally worth it.
Starkiller, the Apprentice, that everyone loves.
Oh, dude, that's a good game.
You've played those games?
Force Unleashed. Those
Yeah, I've
are
never
those
played
are
I've
good
never played
games.
those.
Oh, they're cool. They're
Okay.
like
Really?
God of
Oh,
War
dude,
lightsabers.
No, fuck that.
What?
I hate the Force Unleashed.
Oh, what?
No, okay. I'm sure the gameplay's fine, but like the story of like I think this might be the Force Unleashed 2, But like the story about how the main character like sets up the fucking Rebel Alliance like by himself. Because that's what Palpatine wanted to do. That's fucking bullshit. That doesn't make any sense. And I like when I read it for the first time, I did a whole like 15-minute segment on the show one time because I was so pissed off.
I'm trying to remember. Is that what he? Yeah, I guess he does.
Totally
He fucking
is what happens.
he meets Princess Leia and shit, and then
Yeah,
because they did all these weird like what ifs in that where there's one where he's like fighting Luke Skywalker on Hoth. I think that's just like an expansion that doesn't count. I don't think that's canon.
Well, I think one of the main stories is how the main character is building the Rebel Alliance on Palpatine's behalf because he wants like Palpatine wants a villain to crush, and then like it gets out of hand, and the Jedi guy is like, "No, I'm actually going to be a rebel, and it's going to be awesome."
Oh,
Dude, I've never even like I didn't know that, but it's really funny to see you dork out about it.
I'm sorry.
Is that
but
offensive? Should I not say dork out?
No, it's first of all, I'm geeking out.
Sorry.
Second of all,
I feel like dorking out makes you know how embarrassing it is for
that's
me.
fair.
Not really, not really.
I'm sorry. It's that.
No, it's cool. It's good to be passionate about this. I just
the
didn't
thing is,
know.
I don't mean to take Nick Murphy's time.
no, I'm listening. I totally forgot that was like a thing that happened in
Oh
that.
man, it's so.
It's just the different levels of fandom because I think Nick Murphy's kind of cool with everything.
No,
I don't think you
I
get,
was
like,
like really
mad about
passionate about stuff for a while. Like I remember like when I was in film school, my friend recut the pod race in episode 1. Like he obviously we had all this like editing equipment and stuff,
Yeah.
and he was just like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm gonna recut this so it's better. So he like made it better, and I was like, I kind of like that. And then we would get like passionate and like really
Yeah.
like fight about it. And now like I'm just kind of like, nah, they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
Did you ever watch the Phantom Edit?
No, I've heard that it's
What
good
is
though.
that?
The Phantom Edit is. I don't know if they did it for the rest of the ones, but it's basically somebody took they like edited down the Phantom Menace, and they like made it 100 times more coherent and like more easy to watch and like less bullshitty.
Yeah.
This is going to be kind of an inside baseball question. Nick Murphy, have you ever watched the Red Letter Media things?
You know what?
I was going to ask if you were inspired by. I was going to glaze over it and ask what you were inspired by, but I was kind of going to hint at that a little bit because I follow those guys pretty closely. I watch a lot of their stuff.
A friend of mine does too. I super respect like what they do and stuff. When that first one came out, I kind of got kind of mad about it because I was kind of like, everyone is going to like cite this as like the source material for like hating on it.
Yeah.
You know, the way like people cite South Park for like, oh, they raped our child. It's like, they're making jokes about it, but like he got like super into it, and I like refused to watch it. And then I watched it, and I was like, all right, he brings up like really good story points. Like, I think that like the points he was bringing up were like super great, and they were like they had like a lot of weight with me.
Yeah.
But like the medium that he was doing it in, I like for me like discredited his points.
Right.
I've heard that as a common complaint about.
But
the
I super respect like what they do and what their opinions on things.
Like
now,
Half in the Bag is a great show.
Yeah,
Like, just all the stuff they do. But they had to try and meet the most people they could with their points, which they did.
No, totally, and like I get that like trying to be like entertaining and informative in the same way.
That's a big part of it.
Yeah, but like I like their stuff now. Like I watched like their Star Trek one, and he did one about
those are all pretty funny.
the Half in the Bag about the Superman movie was really good. I remember
yeah,
enjoying
that was so
that.
good.
That was really well done.
I occasionally watch Best of the Worst. Not that we should be talking about other people's shows,
No,
but
dude,
like
their show's way better. Their show's way better than
go
ours.
watch them. But yeah, it's just I feel like there's no Star Wars fan who isn't at least familiar with those things.
Yeah,
just because
yeah.
they're so all over the internet now.
Yeah.
Everyone-
Right, exactly.
everyone knows
They're
what
so
it says.
like everyone like cites them as like a
Yeah,
thing.
they're almost like a part of the franchise now.
Right,
They
and everybody does their
definitely,
Plinkett.
like, all the points they made were like definitely from a fan's point of view.
Right,
So
exactly.
you
And that's
really
why, like, I
cared about
respect
the
that
stuff.
now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys played the pod racer on the show.
Yeah.
Was it the best racing game you've ever played or the worst?
You know what? Like it was for N64, and like I just don't like that console at all. Like it's just
Dude,
I was going to ask about how you feel about like not like because it's obviously asking what your favorite console is. That's a tough question,
Right.
Because there's that nostalgia factor.
Super
in there.
Nintendo.
But what's your
Super
favorite
Nintendo.
console?
It's Super Nintendo.
Okay, all right,
Super
cool.
Nintendo.
Yeah. I think like for me, like those are I had like the best times playing on that, and then
Yeah.
like PlayStation 1. I never got into like N64. Like my brother and I got an N64 like after the fact on like a lark, like after like the GameCube was out and stuff.
Yeah.
So like I played some of that stuff. Like I watched him play the Zelda games, and like we played one for the podcast, and I was kind of like, meh.
Are you into any of those games? Like, if you're a Super Nintendo guy, do you like any of those main Nintendo franchises?
Yeah, I mean, I played Link's Awakening.
Link to the Past.
Link to the Past. Yeah,
Yeah.
that game's like great, and like the Final Fantasy 3, 6, whatever you want to call it.
Actually, I've never thought about this, but do you ever say what your favorite game of all time is? Do you have an opinion on that? Is it too hard?
No, I mean, there's just games that like I just play like once every other year almost.
Yeah.
Like,
I do that with Secret of Mana.
yeah, it's like
That's my
Super
favorite
Metroid and like
That's cool.
Final Fantasy 3, and then
So you are a Super Nintendo guy.
yeah. There's just game and like Symphony of the Night, which is basically like a 2D
Yeah.
platformer kind of thing. I'll play those like once every year, but like.
Symphony of the Night's like one of the only Castlevanias I haven't played for whatever reason.
Yeah, I go back and forth. Like sometimes I get in like a zone where I just want to play gameplay games, and I just
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to just zone out and play them like that. And then other times I'm just like I just want to experience the story again.
Yeah.
Like I used to play Final Fantasy VII like over and over again, but like I don't think I would go back. It's just too.
It got a recent re-release on Steam, and I'm a little tempted.
I enjoyed it. It's as far as I'm concerned, it's still a little tough.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah.
I was
Did
wondering
they do
about
anything
that.
to it, or is it just like
No,
a port?
just-
Basically,
They did. Do you know
I mean,
anything about it? They added this new like thing where you can kind of make yourself super powerful.
Oh yeah, they added a thing
So
where
you
if you
don't-
just want to go through the story, you can make yourself like the strongest person alive, so you never lose fights ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so if you just want to go through the story, you can do that, which is
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they like max you. It max you in level and money. I
Yeah.
think.
That's
And-
awesome. I
Yeah.
want to do that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's
'cause-
not
So I
like
don't need Game Shark anymore. Is what
Yeah,
you're telling me. That's
basically.
great.
And because that's a game that I enjoy just because the visuals are really cool.
Yeah.
like you especially Midgard, the city that you started. Like it's really striking imagery to me, and it's that first scene where like the train's pulling up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that always has stuck with me because like the first time I saw it, I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that's
it's
really
it's
cool.
it's crazy.
I mean, when are they going to
like,
get that PS3 remake of it, guys? that they teased that one time on the internet.
The teased out like the first day the PS3 came out.
Did
Yeah.
you hear about that
Oh, yeah.
the one guy talking about the possibility of a Final Fantasy VII reboot?
No.
Oh man, it was the funniest thing. The director of Final Fantasy, he was doing an interview with somebody, and they were like, "So, do you ever think that you'd do a reboot of Final Fantasy VII because everyone wants to see it?" He's like, "Yeah, as long as Square doesn't do it because Square sucks dicks."
Oh shit.
And like he went
That's
like really
funny.
off on it, and they're like, "Are you sure you're allowed to say that?" They're like, "What are they going to do? Fire me? That'd be like Nintendo firing Miyamoto. That's not going to happen." That's
awesome.
It's
really funny.
really fun.
That's really funny. That's awesome.
That game like defined a lot of people's
Yeah.
youth for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah,
And
you
also,
know.
and also defined haters who hate that game for no reason.
They
Right.
hate it because Sephiroth has got a cool sword. I don't remember.
I think they hate it because they don't think Sephiroth's as cool as villain as Kefka is.
That's true, and they're right.
Yeah.
Because Kefka's awesome.
Oh
Anyway,
Oh my God.
unfortunately, it looks like we're rounding down here.
Yeah, guys, I think that's going to happen. We thank you all for being here. We definitely thank Nick Murphy,
Nick Murphy.
Thank you for having me. I
number
appreciate
one
it.
super
Guys,
guest.
a lot
check
of
out
fun.
Continue if you haven't yet. Check out everything Nick Murphy does because he's a
Description-
Renaissance
It'll be down in the
man.
description. You'll find it.
You
Don't
can
do those things.
maybe in maybe a month or two you can check for some shoots he's going to be in
Yeah,
on nickmurphymodeling.com. You can use that.
yeah.
Yep. I got to
guys,
register that homepage now.
Send us.
Well, it's one of those things that since we said it on air, we have to
Oh,
buy it.
it's like a Conan thing.
Well,
I see.
actually,
Okay.
since we put every episode in the mail right away, everything's copyrighted.
That's weak.
It's a little pro move.
Okay. Well,
So here's the deal. Guys, you should email us with any comments, any questions you have with us. We want to talk to you. Anything you want to say, we'd love to hear it. You should go and check out our Twitter page, which is new. We just got it. We have like 4 tweets. We have like 4 followers right now.
Nice.
Classic.
We're tweeting like a bird.
We're doing some kind of
Sorry,
tweeting.
nothing, sorry.
We have a YouTube channel. If you haven't checked that out, you definitely should. I'm sure you're probably watching this on the YouTube. If you're not, I don't know where you are right now. Someone stole our video. But you should go check it out, subscribe, watch all of our stuff. We have like 1,500 videos you should all check out. Rate us on iTunes. You haven't done that yet?
Yeah, we would definitely appreciate rates on iTunes and emails.
And so, we're getting to everyone's favorite part of the show, which we're going to have our good friend Nick Murphy read
Yep.
yeah.
our list here because we're going to do speed reviews.
Nick Murphy, what is this list?
All right. So this is the top 10. This is first off, top 10 lists. The top 10 overlooked games with female leads.
All right.
All right. You boys ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Number 10, Nightshade for PS2.
Nightshade is a game you're playing as a lamp, but it doesn't have a nightshade. You got to go find one. It's going to be really, really dark until it's really, really bright. Anyway, 10 out of 10. What's in?
Good. Very good. Based on this cover, it's a ninja with.
It's a sequel to Shinobi, actually.
Is it really?
That game's awesome.
Yeah.
I actually know that one.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge, be really careful. Mirrors are really sharp if they break. And plus, you have like 7 years of bad luck. 0 out of 10. No good for me. Sorry.
All right, Rule of the Rose.
Rule of Roses is if you touch it too hard, you're going to get a cut because it's covered in thorns. 0 out of 10.
You guys are haters on this already. I
Listen,
don't like
it's a
this.
lot of zeros.
All right, Haunting Ground.
Haunting grounds. The ground is haunted, but I played this at Halloween, and Halloween's good for scary things, so it gets a 10 out of 10.
Oh,
there you go,
dude, thanks. I appreciate it. I was really rooting for it. I was like, if there's one on this list, it's got to get a 10. I think it's going to be, what number was it?
5.
Oh, Haunting Ground. That's what it was. Okay.
Haunting Grounds.
All right, ready? Next is Psy Girls.
Psy Girls is what I look at every night before I go to bed. 0 out of 10.
Wait, you do it every night and you're going to give it a 0, man.
I'm not proud of it.
That's just poor time management. All right, Primal.
Primal is 1 and 2 and 3 and 7. Those are the prime numbers that I put off the top of my head.
That's the smartest thing I've ever heard.
7 out of 10.
Very nice. Oni.
Oni is that game that was made by Bungie, and you actually shoot people as that chick who's like basically Ghost in the Shell girl, but it's for some reason different, but it's not actually at all. It gets 7 out of 10.
All right, nice. Mischief Makers.
Mischief Makers? Oh, I really hate Mischief Makers. They're making mischief all the time. Like one time, after I played that game, my shoelaces were tied together. It sucked. It was really embarrassing. So it gets a 0 out of 10.
All right, Kaya Dark Lineage.
I couldn't pronounce this name, and so I wasn't able to spell it when I tried to order it, so I couldn't play it, so I can't rate it. Although it's getting a 10 out of 10 because I like it.
Oh, nice. And then Kudelka?
Kodak is a popular camera company, and they were made by George Eastman, and take Kodak moment. And that's it.
We did it!
Guys, we're going to catch you next week.
Thanks for watching.
Murphy. Thank you very much.
See you next time.
Thanks, guys.